Good morning, Dog Pound South campers. This is the Cleveland Browns Dog Pound South podcast, part of the Fanatical Elves Network, part of the Fans First Sports Network, brought to you by Hemisphere Coffee, where they shake the hand of the farmer. Victory Monday. Been a while. What, about a month? Okay, so it wasn't the most perfect of victories, but it had its very good elements. So let's start with what do you want to start with, defense or offense? Let's go with offense. I saw a little more creativity. I didn't agree with every play call that Kevin Stefanski used. A little upset with the very first series when you win the coin toss, take the ball, and then you go 3 and out. I didn't like the third down call at all. There was a tight end screen to Fannin that I thought was kind of ridiculous. But all in all, I thought they got more creative. The inside screen slant to Conley was a thing of beauty. I loved the Wildcat. Apparently, they've been working on it all week in practice, and okay, I like it. It works. Now they're going to have to change it up because we all know Mike Vrabel's going to have all this stuff on tape. So now they got to change it up a little again. There's a lot of complaining about Dylan Gabriel. He was good. Okay, he didn't turn the ball over. Yes, he threw an interception, but Miami committed one of many defensive penalties. We'll get to Miami here in a second. But it was negated. The ball to Judy went right through the defensive back's hands into Judy's hands. But all in all, he played good, error-free. He did leave some plays on the field, and the coaching staff after the game made him aware that he probably missed about 4 to 6 plays on the field, and he needs to get better at recognizing and letting plays develop. That the first drive where they kicked the field goal, he had a touchdown to Jerome Ford. Judy got run into by the defensive back who was covering Ford, and Ford was wide open. And he missed that. And you could see on the TV broadcast when he came off, you read his lips, I missed that. So he knows he's missing it. But you got to remember, he's a rookie, first home start. So he'll get better. And the coaching staff is working on him getting better. He knows he made mistakes and he knows he left plays on the field. And that's good. Threw a little bit more to the wide receivers. I like that. Fannin, of course, had the most catches. Running game, kept running, and I know there are people out there who are going to say, well, the running game wasn't that great if you take away that 46-yard touchdown run by Quinshon Johnson. How Butch Davis of you. You all laughed at Butch Davis when he said that about Baltimore doing it to him. Well, so yeah, those plays work. And he scored a touchdown, and there were no flags. That's another thing. Very few flags for the Browns. Also, the offensive line played a little better. KT Levinston, I've got to admit, I'm not a big fan of him, but he had a heck of a game. That 46-yard run was between him and, I believe, Teller, it might have been Posick, creating a huge hole. And Quinshon Judkins showed you his breakaway speed. And Mika Fitzpatrick shows you that he is still very highly qualified to tackle air. So offensively, it wasn't like an explosion of things. They've still got things to work on, but the team was playing. The players were focused. That shows that Kevin Stefanski has not lost the locker room. You want to see what an unfocused, undisciplined team who is just checked out on their head coach. Look at the Miami Dolphins. My God. They are just it. You could tell those guys. After that pick six at the beginning of the second half, They were like, how quick can I make my dinner reservations when we get back to South Beach? They just were they checked out. They've checked out on Mike McDaniel. He knows it. Afterwards, he threw Tua under the bus. That is a cluster, you know what? Just he is just counting the days till he gets fired. Let's face facts. So as you can tell, that's what a undisciplined team looks like. Let's take a quick break. Defensively, the broadcasters mentioned that Myles Garrett wanted Jim Schwartz to take more chances. It wasn't just Myles Garrett. I've been told several players during the week of practice have come up to Jim Schwartz and say, hey, turn us loose. Let's get more aggressive. Let's get more creative. And they did. Usually Schwartz will blitz linebackers, and he did once. Carson Schlesinger got in for a sack, but it was negated by another Miami penalty. So, so this time he was bringing safeties and defensive backs, especially Grant Delpit. Had a hell of a game. Jenkins. Rayshawn Jenkins, where the hell have you been? My gosh, he had a great game. Also, Tyson Campbell. Now I know why they traded for him. The guy is big. He's great in coverage. And for the second week in a row, he ran down a guy who was about to score a touchdown, and the opposing team had to get a field goal out of it. And the running back from Miami, Arcane, he's got world-class Olympic speed. And Tyson Campbell still ran him down. And that's another thing. Miami had one of the best red zone offenses in the league. That was the one thing they were doing well, that and third down conversions. And the Browns held them to 2 field goals. Very good. Excellent. I cannot say enough about the defense. They have to be very creative next week in New England. Drake May throws a very pretty pass. I saw some of the highlights against the Titans, and he throws a very pretty pass. But he is a young player. Let's see what Schwartz can draw up. Special teams, giveth and taketh away. Got that fumble on the kickoff. 1 of 4 turnovers. But then Shelby Harris, personal foul on the long snapper on a field goal that was missed. And then right before the half, and then the field goal unit comes back and makes it and gets 3 points. Also, their coverage, their kick and punt coverage teams, there were times, either Corey Bojorquez is pinning them inside the 5 or 10, or these guys are ripping off long runs, especially on kickoff returns. That's going to be, if the Browns can score, and thank God they scored more than 17 points, but then they'd kick the ball off, and Miami would run down the field and get it near midfield. You got to find better coverage units. Got to practice this a little bit more, Bubba. I'm still holding the feet to the fire for Bubba Ventrone. It just, the coverage teams are going to kill me. They really are. The kick coverage. It's just it sends me into a tizzy every time I see it. But let's talk about turnovers. They went into this game -4 turnover ratio. Now they're back to even. Excellent opportunities by the Browns. They came off blitzes. Tua threw it right to Rayshawn Jenkins down by the goal line. The tip pass before halftime for the pick 6 was perfect timing. All in all, I'm very happy today. It's a good Victory Monday. I know a lot in the media and a lot of naysayers are going to nitpick. Let them nitpick. I don't care. A W is a W. And they put up 31 points. So let's just sit back and enjoy this and get ready to go to New England before the bye. Anything can happen in this league. We've seen it, and we keep seeing it every year. So everybody have a great day. Thank you for watching, listening, subscribing, and following. This has been the Cleveland Browns Dog Pound South podcast, part of the Fanatical Elves Network, part of the Fans First Sports Network. I'm your host, Steve Gill, and as always, we're just Browns fans like you. So, go Browns.